I'm very happy with our football team. It was a hard-fought game. My hat's off to Texas State. Effort's got those guys playing extremely hard from beginning to end, no matter what. And I thought our guys did, especially on defense, did an outstanding job of overcoming adversity. After the first two series of the game, when they went up 14-0, they made some excellent adjustments on the sideline and basically only gave up 7 points the rest of the game. We're backed up numerous times because of offensive miscues and gave up no points. So I thought it was an outstanding effort by our defense. Offensively, it was our best performance yet. We've got to take care of the ball in the fourth quarter. Too many turnovers that allowed them to be right there. But we got bailed out by the defense. But we ran the ball better than we have all year. I think we had almost 200 yards rushing, and I thought Connor Manning played extremely well. Got the ball to the big dog and Robert Davis. He made some excellent plays, and I'm thrilled with the way the offensive line was able to establish the line of scrimmage and move the ball and keep him from getting a lot of pressure on him. So I'll open up to any questions.
What were the issues that they were presenting Texas State that first two possessions that you mentioned, going behind 14-0? What did they do that caused you that trouble? What adjustments did the defense make?
Oh, they were just the way they came out and attacking us a little differently, but we were able to scheme, just shift around our coverages and our front a little bit to be able to get more pressure on him. And Jesse does an outstanding job. So there was no panic by anybody. When we get down 14-0, there was no reason to panic. We've been there before, and our guys just honed in on what they needed to do and got lined up right and started making plays. Well, they did a good job of making sure that they got hats to the right people. The times when we didn't get anything, it was a miscue. But for the most part, they were able to get up in tandem to the right people. And we're an inside zone and we're a gap scheme team, so we were able to pop counter or power on them a few times and a couple inside zones. So I thought Kyler Neal ran well, but the O-line they were together today. And we had one time I thought where we had too much pressure on the quarterback. They blitzed us and we didn't pick it up right, but for the most part they were solid, and it came down to them just wanting to put their hand down and come off the ball. Yes, sir.
So what did you tell the guys after that? They put 14 on the board. What did you tell them to motivate them to just keep their heads up and keep playing?
Just relax and play your game. Just go out and do your job. Just relax. Well, it was too early in the game to panic. I mean, there's no panic here. If we're down 14 with like less than 10 seconds, there could be panic. But, when it happens in the first quarter, just go play. Just go do what you're supposed to do. Stick to the game plan, and we'll make the adjustments and move on. So there was, what Aaron Rodgers say? RELAX. That's what we told him. Well, I reminded them, first of all, we weren't up a bunch of points. We were only up 20, and that's not a lot in this day and age of football. I just told them to take care of the football. I mean, the only way that I felt when it got to a certain time on the clock, there was only a way that they would we weren't going to lose the game. We could only give the game away. So it's about taking care of the football and let us handle it as far as calls and milking the clock and that kind of stuff. So it was just gathering guys and remember not to try to do too much. When you're up 20 points and it's late fourth quarter, you don't need that extra 6 inches and reaching the ball out. You just need to keep that ball on your body and let that clock keep moving and get our defense back out there.
So you got Robert, about Davis, first play, second half, your first play from scrimmage. What was the play call? What did you see during halftime to see the opportunity to make that big play?
Oh, they were playing single high safety, and they were either playing 3 deep or they were playing man on Robert. So Robert's an NFL draft choice, so we were going to find a way to get him the ball, and we knew that that was the corner out there he was a very aggressive guy, so we call it a tap, where he goes down and acts like he's breaking down to either break out or run a curl, and then he just goes again, and it was there. Yes, sir.
Kickstarted a 4-game winning streak, and you talked earlier in the season saying that helped boost their confidence. Can you just talk about what this win today is going to do for them and see if they kind of repeat this year?
Well, what this win does means we're 1-0 today, and it gives us the right to come to work really hard on get healthy on Sunday and come to work really hard for a chance to play Troy. I mean, that's, I'm not looking at win streaks or going on win streaks. I'm looking at winning. We won today. Now my challenge to our players is to make sure they go and win tonight. Make sure they get their rest. Make sure they do the right things. They take care of each other so that we can get in there tomorrow and get healthy. So we're really just a one day, and we even get the day down into certain segments of the day. So we're in the second part of the day. So now we've got to make sure we win tonight, and then we'll come back tomorrow. But we're not thinking about any win streaks. We're just thinking about having a great weekend and a really good practice on Monday. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm still what?
But it will be good for their confidence.
Well, yeah, anytime you win is good for your confidence. I mean, anytime. I mean, anytime you can win, it helps your confidence. And, these are young guys still. I mean, we're talking about 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old, maybe 22-year-olds. Robert might be, what are you, about 30 now? But you know what I'm saying? Confidence it's hard if you lose to have any kind of confidence. So you need wins. It helps everybody. It helps it. I mean, it helps the people that work in the front office. It helps people that work, in the equipment room, the sports information, wives, everybody. I mean, it's kids, families. I mean, you guys, winning helps everybody and everything. So, the confidence part is great. But again, we're just worried about being good tonight and healthy tomorrow and good practice on Monday. Hip pointer. He should be back. It's just, we've got depth. So it's not like he had to go out there and limp around. We've got able bodies. I thought Antrell Allen did a good job filling in for him and played well. So, when you've got players on your team that you feel confidence in, then next man up in our team, next man up.
Defensively, you could cause several turnovers. You had a strip sack there by Sharon Dorr. Just to discuss how that was able to help towards this victory tonight.
Well, again, anytime you're creating havoc on defense and causing turnovers, it's wonderful. And McKindy's, again, he's a big-time football player, and you saw a glimpse of him today, but it wasn't just him. I mean, we had guys Shandon Sullivan, Jerome Smith cover as good as anybody in our conference. And when they're covering guys and a guy has to come off his read and go somewhere else, then you're going to have a chance to get there. And Martaris Allen got pressure. Jalen Lawrence got pressure. Carnell Hobson got pressure. A bunch of them got pressure without dialing up blitzes. So, that's just shows you the type of young men that we have. We just got to come and play. I saw a confident young man that was disappointed in the way he performed the last game and wanted to lead our football team to victory. And I thought he did that. I thought he spread the ball around. He was able to get the ball vertical down the football field, get us in the right place. So I thought he played great. I'm trying to look at his stats real quick. 27 of 40. We wish we had a higher completion percentage, but we'll take that because we won. But I thought he played well. I thought he played really well. Jerome Smith is a dog, man. I mean, he's got confidence. He's hard in practice. That's why our receivers are good, because they go against Shannon and Jerome every day, And Jerome is a very competitive person. I mean, he wants to compete in against anything and at any time. So, he has plenty of confidence. He never lacks confidence. He's very, very physical for his size, and he's so competitive that he's not going to back down from anybody, and he takes everything as a challenge. So, we just got to keep him going. He and Shannon both had interceptions today.
You had an exceptional offensive running scheme today with number 25. As far as versatile backs, how do you feel like with the other back number 1 coming in? How do you feel like they bounced out there?
I thought they did well. We used more than those two, because if you noticed, we put Trey Barnett in there, and Trey Barnett got on the perimeter and made some really nice runs. I thought Kendrick Dorn, when he got an opportunity, ran well. Kyler ran well. We'll get to Marcus Kirk back. He's had a issue with his mouth, and once he gets back, it's another guy in the stable. And Darius Stubbs, he didn't get many opportunities, but he did run. When he got there, he hit the hole that he needed to. So we do have backs. It's just, being able to put it all together.
You talk about execution on third downs, both offensively and defensively.
Well, offensively, I know we were a little bit under 50%, which is good, but we'd like to be at least 50. Defensively, they held them to 6 of 19, and if you go back and you look at it, the first downs they got on third down were most of them were in the first 2 drives of the game. I know the first drive of the game they got 2 or 3 first downs on third down, and they only ended up with 6. So that's a big credit to our defensive staff and defensive players for making the right adjustments and being able to shut them down the rest of the game.
One of the stats that stands out is your red zone scores 5 out of 5.
I didn't know that.
That's impressive. Is that the key, you feel, for your part to get over the hump where prior to just getting close, just haven't been able to get over the hump, but being able to score 5 out of 5 red zone scores?
That's huge.
Do that each week.
We've made a big emphasis in the offseason and going into this year about scoring touchdowns in the red zone. And my hat's off to our field goal kicker because every one he got up there he made. So, and I don't know if they were in the red zone or out of the red zone, but when you're scoring touchdowns, it only helps. I mean, it creates separation, from the other team. So we want touchdowns in the red zone, but points is what we want. And when you score points in the red zone and your defense keeps them from doing it, you got a great opportunity to win the game. And that's what our defense did for us today, and our offense took advantage of scoring in the red zone.
Coach, do you have a status on Keith Rucker?
Bruised ribs, getting no more later. He came back and played. It was our choice to pull him out because he was in a lot of pain. But I'm pretty sure that they x-rayed him and didn't find any breaks. But I know when I left the locker room it was bruised ribs, and he's going to be really sore for about a week. But he's a warrior, and he will battle, and he will fight it, and he'll go out and play because he plays injured all the time.
Another stat, you guys are actually 11 for 11 points in the entire game.
Really? Well, that's good news. Good. I'd trade that though to be 5-0, but hey, I'll take the victory today.
Can you talk about the involvement of Brandon Wright into almost a sniper being able to pin people deep?
Brandon Wright has got a big leg. He's a great kid. He's a freshman. I committed a scholarship to him on I think it was Monday, so that he can go on scholarship. And he's just flourished. Everybody loves him. He's got a bright-eyed guy with a big smile, really good personality. I love the kid, and he's got a big leg. So, he can kick off, he can punt, and he can kick field goals. But right now he doesn't do our field goal kicking. But I'm thrilled with the way he's kicking the ball right now.
One question for Robert Davis.
Robert, you're one of the leaders on this team. Did you feel any pressure to have a good game today?
I always feel pressure to have a good game. I feel like everybody on our team feels pressure to have a good game. I mean, because as an individual player, you can't go out there without, putting a little bit of pressure on yourself to go out there and perform. So I feel like that's for everybody, not just the leaders on the team.
What was going through your head after you had fumbled after the previous possession that y'all had missed turnovers? What was going through your head when you had fumbled the ball?
Well, first thing, I messed up. I had to go apologize to the defense for putting them back on the field so fast. But with the defense that we have, we put them on the field, and you see what the result was. There were 0 points put on the board. So, in that situation, what was going through my head was I just had to have trust in my team. And, they showed that, they were a great defense and allowed no points.
Maybe back to that first play in the second half. What did you see in Texas State's defense? What was their formation? What was your play? And how were you able to execute that touchdown to start the second half?
The O-line, they went out there. They gave us time to throw the ball. The quarterback gave me a perfect pass, and I did my simple job of catching the ball and getting in the end zone.
Was there something that was a key maybe during that pre-snap that you saw that how they were going to handle you defensively that you saw this would be a big play for us?
They were playing me one-on-one. That was one thing. So, coach just told me to go out there, give him a little double move. I listened to the coach. O-line held up. Quarterback gave me a perfect pass, and I was able to get in the end zone.
Were you surprised at all that they went one-on-one with you? And with receiving your size and speed, what you've been able to do with the rear?
No, I wasn't surprised they went one-on-one because we have a lot of great players. I mean, it's hard to double team everybody on the field. You know, you got Todd Boyd on the other side. You got Glenn Smith in the slot. I mean, you can't double team all of them, so no, I wasn't surprised.
Talk about how the quarterback comes back after the last couple of
Well, part of that was on me because, you know, I'm supposed to be his security blanket. I didn't have a great game last game. There were a lot of plays where, you know, I may have ran the wrong route and, you know, that put him in a position where he wasn't comfortable. So I put a lot of that on myself. So Connor was just able to go out there and do what he does, which is throw very accurate passes, get the ball to his playmakers in space, and we were able to take advantage of Texas State today.
You were very critical of your performance last week. How's it feel to bounce back with 9 catches?
I can't say I didn't expect it. You know, after the performance last week, I made sure that I, you know, talked to Connor. I talked to, you know, everybody on the offense and told them that wouldn't happen again. You know, I told them that that performance was unacceptable, and I, you know, tried to make sure that I put all the preparation I could in this week to come out and, you know, show that that wouldn't happen again. So, I mean, I'm just excited for the team as a whole, excited for Connor to go out there and get his first win as a Georgia State Panther. You know, I'm just really, really excited right now.
What moment did you realize that you guys had this win?
When I saw all the zeros on the clock and we went and shook hands, you know, I realized that we just won the game.
Coming to the game, dropping 4 on the road early in the season, knowing where you were last year and turning around mid-season and making the bowl, did you tell the young guys, hey guys, just relax and get one?
Yeah, I mean, I came here in 2013, and I don't think besides my sophomore year that we've ever won a season opener one. So pretty much what I'm saying with that is we've been in this situation before and we've came out of this situation before. So, I mean, that's one thing out of experience I was able to tell some of the young guys, you know, look, don't start pressing now. You know, we've been here before, and like I said, we can get out of it.
What will y'all take from this game and confidence going forward next week versus Troy?
Confidence that we can win. I mean, we were able to put a W on the columns. So, I mean, anytime that you can win that first game and everybody on the team is like, okay, we can win. So that's one thing that we can take from this game is confidence going into the next one.
Are you okay being known as Connor's security blanket?
Always. I love Connor, man. He's one of my best friends. We go out and eat all the time. You know, me, Penny, Todd, you know, just enjoy time together. So anytime that I can, you know, go out there and make him feel comfortable, I feel good about it.
Robert, in this very building, Julio Jones had 300 yards this week. Did you ever do that?
Honestly, me and Penny Hart talked about that right before the game. I lied to you not. Right before the game, he came up to me and was like, dang, 300 yards. And I was like, man, I wonder if I can do it. Came halfway, didn't get all the way there, but I'll take the win any day of the week.